Is that better? Okay. So I'll please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Quickly, just two quick housekeeping items. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate our newest member of the Traffic Commission and on a recent promotion, Chief Levita. Congratulations. And secondly, I'd just like to point out, we have a hard stop at 6 o'clock today. So if you feel rushed, I apologize in advance. I'm just trying to make sure we get through this large schedule in a decent amount of time. All right? Okay. So let's go through a quick roll call. Chief Levita? City Planner? Frank Strange, Jesus. City Engineer and Tree Warden, Nick Rystrom.
Here.
And Chief Cullen.
Yeah.
Thank you. Everyone's here and accounted for? All right. First off, let's start at the public hearings. Amend Schedule 11 of Title 10, Handicap Persons Parking by adding 35 Fernwood Ave. Is there anyone here to speak on this matter? No. Okay. No proponents, no opponents? All right. I'd like to point out that I did have the time to review this, and there's a conflict in this application that states that the resident has 4 parking spaces that they're using for commercial vehicles, and the homeowner is not allowing the resident to park in one of those 4 spots. The problem I have with this being is the homeowner is also the primary driver for the applicant. So I don't know if anyone has any comments on that, but I would promote a motion to dismiss that one. Counselor?
Usually, Joanne McKenna, Ward 1, usually, I know when Ralph DeChico is here, he usually doesn't allow, if they have a parking driveway, he doesn't allow for a handicap in front of the house. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I make a motion to deny this on the basis that it does not meet the criteria necessary.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. Number 1, public hearing number 1 has been denied. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, 11 waived, so I'm going to split that into 2, okay? The next item would be amend Schedule 11 of Title 10, Handicap Persons for 11 Wave Ave. I reviewed this application as well. And this does seem like a possible candidate, although there were some conflicts on the system. The physician's, the care provider form about if they were being cared for or not. One said quarterly, but then one also said weekly, and there was no other information filled out in the form. I would suggest motion to table that one as well until we can obtain more information on this.
Mr. Chairman, motion to table pending further information.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion to table 11 Wave Ave, amend Schedule 11 of Title 10. Okay. Up next, we have item number 2, request to amend Schedule 8 of Title 10, parking restrictions generally by removing Mill Street Westerly Hall to Revere Beach Parkway, no parking, concurrent item on this would be request to amend Schedule 8 of Title 10 parking restrictions generally by adding Mill Street, Easterly, Hall Street, to Revere Beach Parkway, no parking. So it's in fact, we're just flipping the side of the no parking per the residents' request, as long as the council of that area. Is there anyone like to speak on this matter?
Thank you. So this has been going on since January. But what happened was there was a miscommunication and they put them on the wrong side. And a resident got a petition to put them on the other side. And I talked to the people that initiated this, this request and they didn't have any problems with it. So everything's good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Any other proponents, opponents? Seeing and hearing none? Comments from the council?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? I'm sorry, so that would be item number 2 and 3? Are we agreeing? Okay. All right, moving right along. Request to amend Schedule 8 of Title 10 parking restrictions generally by adding Eaton Street in the direction easterly, no parking on east side of the street. Counselor.
Councilor McKenna, we had a petition from the residents, and they wanted this, so we presented it last meeting, and I have a resident, he wants to ask you a question about.
Of course.
James Caramello, 11 Eaton Street. As council said, everyone on the street signed the petition in favor of no parking. Their only concern was during street sweeping. I think that's been clarified prior to the meeting, so I don't see any issues here. I thank the commission for their consideration, and I hope we can move forward on this.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Awesome. Any other opponents, proponents? Seeing and hearing none?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
just to be clear, the result of this will be parking allowed on the west side of the street and not on the east side.
Correct.
All right, in that case, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Approved. Item number 5, request to amend Schedule 8 of Title 10, parking restrictions generally by adding location Dolphin Ave, direction westerly from Atlantic Avenue to Jones Road. No parking.
Joanne McKenna, Ward 1 Councilor. I put this in because of apparatuses and emergency vehicles that can't get down the street because it's both sides parking. And I think the Chief Cullen, he agreed with me that it's very difficult for them to get an apparatus down there. It's only one building. It's Liston Towers, so I didn't get a petition, but it's just Liston Towers. And then I mean, we can just do it from Atlantic Ave to Wave and just call it a day, but it's just right in front of that building. You can't get an apparatus or an emergency vehicle down there at all. So, very tight.
Okay. Who has reached out on behalf of, do the
Well,
residents
a couple
all
of residents
aware of
reached
this?
out. Yes, oh yes, I wouldn't have put this in if they didn't. So, yes, a couple of residents did reach out to me.
Okay.
So,
So this would be not, so Atlantic to Jones, is that correct?
well, it could be Atlantic to Wave and make it shorter because there is an apartment there, but it does have a driveway. Or you can do it Atlantic to Jones. But the other
On
thing
the-
too is there's 2 parking spaces for Liston Towers. So people can park on the side of Wave or they can park across the street on Jones Road. There's a a big parking lot.
Okay, well, what we have on the agenda right now is from Atlantic to Jones, so that would be what we would have to.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Just a question to clarify, this result would be parking allowed on only one side of the street, correct?
The easterly side, correct. The ocean side. I believe, like Eaton Street, this may be, well, I actually didn't measure this one. Eaton was 23.5 feet wide. I'm not quite sure of Dolphin Ave, but,
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve.
okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Commissioner,
All those opposed?
before finalized, there is an ambulance zone in front. Would this affect that?
No, the ambulance zone would be on the no parking side.
It would still be able to stay?
Yeah,
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
all right. Approved. All right, item number 6. I might need some help from the parking director to help sort these out, but there's a couple amendments to the parking schedule relative to meter updates that they would like us to finally bring to a public hearing. Locations that are changing, I believe, are Cummings, Dehone, Fenno, Hyde, North Shore Road, Pleasant, Shirley, Yeaman. Along with that, we will be voting on amending the ordinance of Title 10.26.050 of Title 10, which is certain parking meters in the city are equipped with sensors allowing the owners or operator of the vehicle to park for 15 minutes in such a spot at no cost. At the conclusion of the 15 minutes, the owner and operator of the vehicle shall follow the procedure of Section 10.26.05A. The following parking meter locations described in Schedule 19 of this title offer 15-minute parking at no cost. And there's a list of Shirley Avenue, Orr Square, Central Avenue, Dehone, and Garfield Ave. The third part of this is an update to the fees. The parking fee in an on-street parking meter shall be charged at a rate of 25 cents for each 15-minute interval or $1 per hour interval. The fee for parking time in an on-street parking meter equipped with 15 minutes of free parking shall be charged at a rate of $1.35 per hour interval. Parking Director Zachary Baba was here. He might help.
So,
Couple
Mr.
comments?
Chairman, members of the commission, thank you for breaking that down to multiple amendments. I'm not sure if you want to vote this on a whole or vote independently, but the first amendment is to add various meters throughout the city, both along the Broadway and side streets off of Broadway, as well as Shirley Ave. There has been changes to behavior of parking for the locations requested, whether it's a new business that opened up, new development, has kind of changed that behavior of parking. Cars standing around a lot more, not rotating through the area, not moving along to create more capacity and available space for somebody else. And this is all backed by a traffic study that we partnered with the community development team to run through Stantec on the Broadway corridor. So all these recommendations were provided from the consultants as well. It's in line with that. So I'm happy to go over each individual location that we're looking for to add parking meters, if the commission would like, or if you wanted to take that up as a vote as a whole. Happy to answer any questions.
I think we're okay with taking it up as a vote as a whole, but
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, question for the parking director. Am I correct in understanding that all 4 of these amendments you are in support of in full?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
the ward council of the area as well as in favor of this?
So there's a few different ward councils involved in this. Ward 1, Ward 4, Ward 2, and Ward 3 all have been consulted. I think we have the Ward 2 councilor here who's going to be the most affected by this. I'll give him a chance to speak.
Please, thank you.
That's okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. Ira Novoselsky, 53 DeHaan Street, Ward 2 Councilor. I have had numerous discussions with the parking director on these, and the only concern I had was on the DeHaan Street one. it showed 4 parking spaces, and I wanted to change that to 3 parking spaces. We're trying to balance out the residential people with the businesses that are down there. And on the upper one, on Centennial Ave, where it's not being changed, but it's existing already on the books, but there's no meters there now, so we're gonna put 4 meters back there, but it won't, and I'll tell Zach that it's really not 124 Centennial at that point, it's 91 Centennial Ave, but that wasn't one of the original changes, but I just saw this correction just now. Because 124 Centennial is up by Garfield Ave, but we're trying to change the ones on Sandler Square,
Okay.
on the angle parking.
Well, if there's a change, we need to know it right now before we approve this.
Yeah, okay.
The address is wrong?
The address at the 124 Centennial should be 91 Centennial.
Is that correct?
It's at the corner of North Shore Road.
I can't confidently say if it's correct or incorrect. That's already in ordinance. It's not something I'm looking to get passed tonight. It's already there.
Oh,
The
okay.
way this was structured was to show the clerk and the chairman what already exists in ordinance. So anything listed in black text is already existing. Anything in green text is what we're looking to add.
Understood, thank you. Okay. So that would be irrelevant of our vote tonight.
Right. You know,
Okay,
so
thank you.
that's down the road, but I just noticed that it was the wrong address. But not sure, all these new locations are fine. Like I said, we're trying to accommodate the businesses to make people move along quicker rather than park a car there for 2 hours or 3 hours or all day long.
Understood.
So I have no problem with these. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other opponents, proponents? Seeing and hearing none?
Just one
Commissioner?
clarification. Mr.
Yes.
Chairman. On Fennel Street, it says southerly from Broadway to 184 Broadway. Is that actually on Fennel Street, or it's on, the meters would be on Broadway from the intersection of Fennel Street?
So the meters would actually be placed on Fennel Street at the footprint of the new home decor store.
Oh,
There was a business before, the motorcycle shop, and now the home decor is seeing a different influx of customers. They need available parking spaces as Broadway doesn't provide enough capacity for that store. So the idea was we would extend them along the footprint of the back of that building along Fennel Street. We would not go into the residential homes, we would just stay within the footprint of the commercial business.
okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Are there any spaces, parking metered spaces right there currently?
No.
None?
No.
Okay.
Some of the other ones on here are ones that would existed prior, Pleasant Street, Hyde Street, Emons. All at one point in time had parking meters, were replaced with 2-hour parking signs. It's been tough to maintain those and enforce and keep up with the ongoing demand of parking needed. So a replacement of a meter into those locations would help with that. Similar to Shirley Ave, we're not really changing the dynamics of what already exists for time-restricted parking or regulated parking on the Ave. We're just adding some technology to help our team maintain it a little bit better. The meters have 2-hour max limits, which would go along with the time signs. And instead of requiring my team to rotate that area every few hours, when we come by, we'd be able to easily identify if someone has been there longer than they should.
Understood. Thank you. Just one clarification, Hyde Street, both sides, Broadway to Hyde Street. It just says 16 spaces. Would that be to the end of this parking lot here?
Yeah, really could be in reverse order. We would be starting at Hyde Street Place, which would be after the parking lot of ISD, and going all the way up to Broadway. So
Okay.
it's along the side of City Hall. The parking spaces are along the American Legion lawn.
Okay. All right, thank you. There's some of my questions. Commission, any other questions?
I have one, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
To the parking director. It says on Yeaman Street, driveway entrance, is that from 300, the back of 300 Broadway to the McKinley parking lot? Is that what they're referring to, a driveway?
So the driveway to the entrance of McKinley School, we would be starting right after the handicap space on Yeaman Street. which is right at the corner. So yes, 300 Broadway would be the exact address. So 300 Broadway till McKinley School driveway, exactly.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I do have one question, if I may, on the Mountain Ave. Is that similar to the Fenno Street question? Is 71 to 73, is that residential there?
So the Mountain Ave, the black techs are already existing. Those are 4 metered spaces along what used to be the former Companions, now the new La Cantina. It's only 4 spaces along the footprint of the commercial business. As soon as the residential homes start, we do not meter those.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. It seems to be all what you guys brought to our attention last meeting. And then it's just the increase in fee.
Yes. The only adjustment to the vote of the meter locations would be the accepted, the agreed-to amendment of Dehon Street, where we would be looking for 3 spaces rather than 4 spaces. That's the only amendment we would make on the parking meter installation locations.
Well, is there any disagreement about voting for agenda item number 6 in full from the commission?
I would suggest we vote for it.
In
All in
full?
full.
Yeah, okay.
This makes sense. Those areas are subject to parking for the businesses.
Perfect.
And it makes sense to put meters there. So I would make a motion to approve
Is there a
the
second?
entirety.
Well, just to clarify, this would be the adjustment to the meter schedule update, the update of the price
Yes.
to the 25 cents for each 15-minute interval, and the allowance of the addition of the 15-minute grace period at the Shirley Ave, Orr Square, Central Ave, Dehon, and Garfield Ave locations.
Correct.
Okay?
And just to be clear, the meter rate on any meter offering the 15-minute courtesy time within this section would be going from $1 an hour to $1.50 an hour, so a quarter for 15 minutes, now to a quarter for 10 minutes.
Understood.
I would also include the recommendation by Ward Councilor Novoselsky that 3 parking spaces on Centennial instead of the 4 be metered.
Yep, so that we can bring that in front of the commission to adjust that, but that item is already on the books, apparently.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to second my fellow commissioner's motion.
Thank you very much. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed?
Thank you, members of the commission.
Thank you. Item number 6 is approved. Awesome. Item number 7. Counselor Novoskowski would like to request to have the following change made. Corner of Walnut Ave and Shirley Ave, direction south from 103 Shirley Ave to Costa Park. No parking here to corner. Change the 20-foot to, update the 20-foot here to parking and change it from 20 to 40.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ira Novoselsky, 53 Dehon Street, Ward 2 Counselor. This was originally requested, suggested by the parking director, because that corner is so active, and cars are coming down Walnut Ave, and cars are trying to turn up to Walnut Ave from Shirley. There's total gridlock there. So the two of us talked about moving it 1 car length up on the easterly side, 1 car length south, okay? in
Both
front of
sides.
one on both sides.
Yeah.
So, and, yeah, so, that's basically it, and it has shown that when there are no cars parked there at those locations, traffic flows pretty well.
Okay.
So we're just trying to stop the gridlock at the corner of Walnut and Shirley, especially where there's kids there in Costa Park, because that's exactly right in front of the spot, so,
Understood. Thank you, Counselor.
thank you.
Any other?
Mr. Chairman, are we
opponents?
requesting a turning lane there?
No, it's just to remove one more parking spot, so just more visibility coming off of, not,
Okay. So it'll make room for a turning lane without blocking.
technically, yes. All right. Any other? Nope. Commission, do we have any input on this?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank
Item
you.
number 7 is approved. Thank you, Counselor. All right. Yeah, we're back to the agenda items. Amend Schedule 11 of Title 10, handicap persons parking by adding 25 to 27 Cheever Street. Is anyone here to speak on this one? Seeing and hearing none? All right. This packet I was able to go through. Unfortunately, it just seems a little premature to approve a application like this. The backup documentation shows a care provider prescribing a knee brace for 6 weeks in 2021 for a now 24-year-old applicant. There is currently a handicap spot 1 space ways from the front door and driveway access to the home. So I would recommend the council motion to deny this application. This is a request. Yeah, request for a public hearing. Yeah. Is there a motion to deny? Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Next, we have 15 Payson Street. Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of this one? No? Let's see. Nope, Fierce, 15 Payson Street. I attained the packet for this one as well. The only issue I have with this one is the primary driver filled out for this information is the son of the applicant with the handicap placard. I quite honestly do not see the reason to give the son of somebody with the handicapped, a disabled parent, the placard. I mean, I'd like to hear their point of view. I just don't, I really don't quite understand it, that's all. The medical portion also just states lower back pain.
The Handicap Commission Director, did he review this in terms of driveway availability?
There is no driveway
There is no
available for
driveway.
Payson Street, that I know. I mean, maybe table this item until we can get some more information on the situation. It just seems strange, it's, the primary driver is not the handicapped person that we're giving the placard for, and the handicapped person just states lower back pain.
Mr. Chairman, motion to table pending further clarification by the applicant.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? 15 Payson Street will now be tabled until we can obtain more information from the applicant. All right. Request number 2, amend Schedule 8 of Title 10 parking restrictions generally by adding 247 Washington Ave, no parking anytime. Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of this? I believe it was Councilor Kelly that, these signs are actually up at the location, and they have been for quite some time. I believe we are just updating the schedule. It does have that is a new apartment building that was redeveloped with a new curb and concrete sidewalks that may have pushed it out a little bit further into the roadway, making it more difficult to park on Washington Ave, which also, majority of Washington Ave is not on-street parking. This would just be adding to that.
I have to check and see, I'm pretty sure they received a variance for parking for this building,
On-street parking?
a variance for the parking, relief for parking,
Oh, yes, yes. They
which would
don't,
not make them eligible for any.
yeah, the building itself is not eligible for any on-street parking.
Mr. Chairman, it appears, like you said, that the no parking signs are already in existence in this
Correct.
area. So is that a situation where we're adding it and making it formal in the books?
Yes, pretty much. That's what I was informed.
Also, just further clarification, this is just for the block in front of the new building?
Correct. Just a block in front of the new building at 247 Washington Ave.
Thank you.
Yep. I would recommend a motion to approve. These signs have been up for quite some time, and I don't see any issue with this parking situation as being, especially the fact that none of the people inhabiting this building are eligible for on-street parking.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to move this to a public hearing.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Item number 2, we move to a public hearing. All right, item number 3, request to amend Schedule 8 of Title 10, parking restrictions, generally by adding 810 Broadway southerly, 15-minute parking only between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m., 7 days a week. I believe this, again, was a request put in for the Broadway section in front of a commercial property to help with parking access to the commercial property itself, customers and there and their forth. Oh, this is Sabellas. Okay, perfect. Sabellas. Is there anyone here to speak on this? No?
Motion to move to a public hearing?
Motion moves. Oh.
That's what I would request. Working with the ward counselor, there's been some issues over here with securing those 15-minute spots in front of Sabella's. There's been another additional business in the area, and now it's a fight for parking spaces. We were being asked to enforce it. We went by and we realized there was no timing on the signs. We looked into the ordinance to see what time the 15 minutes is allowed, and we realized they weren't recorded anywhere. So it looks like this is some language cleanup by the counselor, similar to the Washington Ave one, just to codify those signs within ordinance to make sure they're supported.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. So there's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion to move to a public hearing.
Sorry, move to, is there, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Item number 3 will be moved to a public hearing. All right, item number 4. Counselor Genino had a discussion merely, he said that has been resolved, so we can take this item actually off the agenda. What's that? Charger Street. Charger Street. Number 4 was Charger Street. Irrelevant anyway, because he said we're all set. You'd like it removed. Next on the agenda would be, oh, this is from the ward councilor. Which one were we doing?
4 is Riverside Park.
Oh, Councilor Jarino Sawaya. the request to amend Schedule 8 of Title 10, parking restrictions generally by by removing one-sided parking to the Riverside neighborhood. This is what I sent the memo out earlier this week to the Traffic Commission itself, as long as the counselor, but she would like to speak on the matter tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm still going to fight for this, just so you know. The residents seem to want the two-sided parking. I understand that somebody went out there and measured it and said it was only 19-point-something feet. That is not true. I went out there today.
Counselor, in the memo I sent over, the measurements to each street are there. And they're all listed as around 23, 23.4, 23.5, 23.8.
I didn't get that memo, did I?
It was, that was the attachment A that was emailed out with this memo.
I don't have that email. I don't think
I can
I'm on
forward
that
it to you
email. Can you
again.
forward it to me?
Of
Because
course.
I didn't see it, because it was 24 point something on most of the streets that I looked at. If the residents want it, and it, like I said in the past, it's been like that for so many upteen years, and nothing has ever happened, I still do not understand what the major deal is. If they have to park partially on the sidewalk like they have in the past, then let them. I don't get it. I really don't. I feel like you're kind of picking on that part of the city. If you go down other streets, behind Billy C's and all, and up in Oak Island, all those streets have less than 24 feet, and they park on both sides. And they are two-way streets. So why are we picking on Riverside to change the way it's always been?
So-
I just don't understand.
So this specific location was brought to our attention, so I can't speak on behalf of any
Prior
other
to me
neighborhood.
being counselor, this was before, and it took 4 years for it to come into fruition.
So, again, like you stated, and as I showed in the memo, it does show parking that predated, I believe it was 2011, where they were parking on the sidewalk, which I understand happens in some neighborhoods. But everyone has to understand that this traffic commission cannot approve that and say that that is an okay thing. Regardless if it's being done somewhere else, if it's brought to our attention, we will have to address that. But this is what stands in front of us right now. There were recommendations submitted in the memo. I believe there were 3 residents that came up at the previous meeting stating concern for plumbers, friends, and family that were not able to come over to their homes, which we suggested removing the 24-hour restriction parking.
Which we agree with.
That would be a recommendation that we, if the whole community agrees with, that would be, I would say that would be the right approach, as well as parking on Mills Ave if they so like. That
I don't
there's-
agree with the Mills Ave situation, because I'm afraid if something were to happen on Mills Ave, I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to figure out another way to move forward here. But this commission as a whole cannot go on the record and state that vehicles can park on the sidewalk. That is not within our ability, to be quite frank.
But we are interested in the overnight parking only on Riverside.
I'm sorry.
Overnight parking only at Riverside?
Yeah.
We are interested in that.
I agree. I think that's the right move. We'll put that on the next on the next agenda.
For the next meeting?
Correct.
Okay, and do you need signatures for that or not?
If you submit the motion for, it would probably be beneficial to have some signatures from the residents there.
To change it back
To change it
to
back.
overnight parking
Overnight
instead of
parking only.
24/7?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll write the petition and I'll have Riverside residents sign it. I do know that there's a few residents that do want to speak regarding the two-sided parking. Nicole, what do you have? Do you already have a petition for overnight?
It's for overnight and for during the day, where you don't need
They already have it.
Yeah, that would be so the next motion we would put on the agenda would be overnight resident-only parking. So that means you would not need a visitor pass during the day to park in that neighborhood.
So there will be no more visitors past
During the day, you will not need a visitor parking pass. Only at night you will need a visitor parking pass.
I have a bunch of my neighbors.
Yeah, I think that's the right move for this neighborhood, I really do. That 24-hour parking, resident-only parking was specifically intended for neighborhoods around
We're all
MBTA,
set. Do you want these now?
train stations, where commuters were parking in the neighborhood, going to work.
Okay, great. That would be awesome. I mean, we've never had a problem in the past. I myself have lived here for 35 years.
Yeah,
I think it's also a little too much with the city of Revere constantly needing to know who is parking at your house
Why don't you come up here?
from out.
yeah, why don't you come to me, you can have your 3 minutes, we
Come up
just gotta
here.
move this along quickly.
Not a speaker at all, sorry. I think it's a little better too, because a lot of the neighbors are kind of concerned with people knowing who's staying at their house, how long. It's only allowed 8 times a month? I mean, I have a mother-in-law who's
I
there,
completely understand.
you know? So yeah, I think just at night would be great. I mean, even that, we don't have people who are there. And even if there are people there, we do call and say, this person's here sleeping in their car, say, it's never an issue
Understood. Thank you.
at all. But I have a ton of neighbors there who are very concerned. I have a couple here, Chris and Mark. So if there's anything else you need and that I can help to move this forward quicker, that would be awesome.
Yeah, as long as we get all that documentation sent from the counselor to
Yes.
me and Lori, that'd be great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
with regard to the items that are on the floor, 4 and 5 together,
Yep.
for various reasons, safety, as well as some of the issues that you brought up in your memo, I'd like to make a motion to deny these, move to public hearing.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Chris, what did I miss? Can't hear you.
They just denied the request to move forward to public hearing. So now we can submit a new application, if you like, for those changes in the neighborhood, for the removal of the 24-hour resident-only parking and the possibility for Mills Ave parking if they would like.
But don't you think the rest of the people should have spoke before you denied
You
anything?
didn't ask if there were any other people that wanted to speak.
You can come up and speak on behalf of the matter if you'd like. You have 3 minutes, though, because
Well, I didn't know there was a
we're
time
back to
limit.
back with the meetings.
Yeah, I've been up several times, and I understand that it's become somewhat personal with you, Mr. Charamello, with me. That shouldn't have anything to do with the rest of my neighbors or my neighborhood.
Sir, this is nothing personal
Well, that's not what I've
whatsoever.
heard from several of the people that work for me, but I'm not going to bring that up here because it's not the place. But I'm telling you that I've heard a few things from people that work for you at the DPW in your other position. But let's take that aside. You continue to deny what the neighborhood wants for two-sided parking. We've had it for years, never had an issue. The fire department will tell you they've never had one instance where an emergency vehicle could not get by for an emergency, not one time. We're the only neighborhood in the city, again, that is single-family homes. We are our own little entity of single-family homes.
Correct.
Now, what would make a city give us two-sided parking, restriction and just one-sided parking, where we have just single-family homes? Yet, I'm going to read to you every single street from where the Riverside is to Revere Street and Hutchinson Street.
There's no reason to read
Well, no,
off
there is a
list
reason,
of
because
streets.
every one of these streets...
Again, like I said, we're
Hold
up
on a
against the
second.
clock, so if there's something else,
Every one of
You'd
these
like to say
streets are
that's fine.
smaller than our streets, but yet they have two-sided parking. Why is that? Every single one of them.
look at,
All
this
of-
is the neighborhood that was brought to our
all of
attention.
Oak Island.
This is the neighborhood, the memo
Well,
I sent to the
But you
counselor.
continue to tell us it's for a safety
is
issue.
about.
Are the people in Oak Island their
Correct.
safety doesn't matter?
Oak Island.
Yeah. Smaller, much
Again,
smaller.
if that gets
Flint
brought up
Street-
in front of
Flint
the council.
Street's half the size of
Excuse me,
Gilbert
sir.
Ave.
If that gets brought up in front of the council, we will move forward in whatever process we see fit for that area.
Well, apparently you won't,
This
because our
area is the
counselor has
one
brought it before
in
you,
question
and you
right
deny
now.
it.
You're denying it for us,
Again, there's a memo that we drew up.
for the voters.
That was given to the counselor to provide for all the residents, neighbors, whoever they may be, to read. If you
So-
would like a copy, it is right here.
When,
It explains how every single house in that neighborhood has a driveway. It
what is-
explains that.
What does
while
that
we
matter?
don't-
What does a driveway matter? I don't understand. What does a
I
driveway
thought
matter?
the parking
So if you have a
was an
driveway, you're
issue.
being punished, spots are being taken away?
No,
So now-
it was just a
'cause
study to
you've
see
gone
if parking
from-
was an issue
You've gone
at
from a
this
safety
neighborhood.
issue to plowing, which is maybe 5 times a year. Now we're going to, it's a
Again,
driveway
sir,
issue.
you're going to have to read this memo. I don't believe you've seen it.
I've seen
That
it.
would be the first step.
I've seen it. I've seen it. And again, it's a whole different thing than it's been. Every time we come up here, it's a different reason of why you don't want to do it.
Again,
Mr. Chairman, I understand his concern, but there are many streets of the city that are more densely residential than the Riverside that have one-sided parking. And that's
Agreed.
obvious public safety reason for fire apparatus to get down there. I mean, that's the priority here. fire
I understand
apparatus
that,
down.
sir. And
If we-
with all due respect, every street that I read to you, you've been here as long as I have, if not
Yeah.
longer. Every one of these streets is much denser than any of the streets in Riverside.
okay, can I
Flint-
say
Flint
one
Street.
point?
That a dense area?
One point, hold on. Flint Street.
Argyle,
Again,
Arcadia.
this is the one in front of us right now. If we, let's say the council, I'm sorry, the commission decided to approve this, something happens, we are the ones with
So
dirt on our
when the
face.
mayor says-
we look,
When the mayor says
We
he
look like
want-
we did our
he's-
job. We
he's
did-
for
we
it,
made a mistake.
The council unanimously votes for it. The
That's fine.
citizens want it. You mean to tell me that 4 people, 2 of which don't even live in Revere, can make the decision?
I'm saying
For
that
all of us?
the police chief, the fire chief, the city engineer, and the superintendent of public works, yes.
Well,
we'll
I
make
don't think the
decision.
police chief has
As
an
listed
issue
in
with
here.
emergency vehicles getting by. Chief, have you had an issue with an emergency
Sir.
vehicle getting by in Riverside ever?
That is quite, of course, it's not a police vehicle, it's not
You just mentioned the police chief. You brought her up, not
making the
me.
decision, sir.
You brought her up, not I.
You said people. I said, and I specifically
Mr.
spoke to the
Chairman,
people you're speaking
can I-
about on
can I
this
ask a
commission.
question?
Yes.
All right, so this is not a public hearing before us this
No,
evening.
it's not.
I
What
would
is
like,
it?
I would like to move this debate to a public hearing and get it off this now. So why don't we just move it to a public hearing and take this up at the next meeting?
I would recommend we don't do that after the
I
amount of work
would
went through with this
appreciate
thing.
that.
Mr.
I
Chairman.
would greatly appreciate a public
I
hearing
don't know
on
how
this.
we can do that after the vote has already occurred.
That's true, too.
I would reconsider the vote.
Go right ahead, since everyone else is.
Have you ever tried having 2 vehicles on each
Yes.
side and have,
It was all in the study. I wish everyone just took the time to read it.
when was that study done?
It was done last. Yeah, the city truck and the other car was actually there. There was a trash truck that came through, and they had to get out and actually guide the trash vehicle through the street. So this isn't something that we're just pulling out of thin here. This is an actual issue, and I believe the residents understand that based off the fact that they were previously parking on the sidewalk to make room on the street for vehicles to pass. These are also two-way streets, which promotes another problem. Let's say you have parking on both sides, one car can't get down it. I beg to see, I think it'd be very difficult to have 2 going opposite directions. This is definitely a safety concern. You can believe,
If it's a
whatever
safety
may be,
concern, why do we
I-
still
I
allow
apologize.
cars to turn right from the highway onto
I
these streets?
apologize that
That's
this is not
that's a safety issue.
what you like, but
It's
this
got nothing to
is-
do with
this
what
is
I
what
like.
I see.
It's got to do with you come home from work, you come home from wherever you've been, and you don't have a spot to park because there's 6 spots for the 13 homes on the street. There's 6 spots on the
Yeah,
whole entire street.
Again,
Where for 31 years, 32
I would
years
look at the
now,
memo.
we've had plenty. But because 3 people, 3, the whole city has to abide by it.
It's
3
not the whole
people
city,
who,
it's one
who
neighborhood
literally
which
have
we
no,
did a study.
you have no stake in the game at
and,
all.
and I have yet to see one of those streets completely full of vehicles. So
You've yet to see one of those streets get full of vehicles?
on my occasions that I went down there, not one street was full.
And on the occasions I drive by Malden Street, some days there are no cars, some days there's a lot of cars. When they can park in what spots.
Okay.
But, you
Well,
know.
I appreciate your opinion.
Yeah,
I do.
You don't appreciate my opinion. You don't.
sorry you
Let's be
feel that
honest
way.
here. You know, be honest.
That's all? All right, I would suggest that the counselor comes back with a different proposal to help benefit this neighborhood as far as their parking issues. And we already voted on that prior thing, so I guess we'll just close that one out. The last we have is a submission for amend Schedule 11 of Title 10 handicap person parking, removing 110 Grandview Ave.
That's not me.
I believe the person residing at this property that had the handicap placard has previously passed away, and the sign has to be removed. Thus forth is in front of us today.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to move this to a public hearing.
Motion to move public hearing. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Move to public hearing. Thank you. All right. Is there a motion to end tonight's festivities?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
What is the deal with the traffic calming measures on Mills Ave and Rice Avenue that I passed in?
They are still in the traffic working group. We have yet to get the speed radar signs out for Rice Ave, Mills, and Endicott Ave.
Okay.
So once the speed study is done, then we'll figure out solutions for those 3 streets.
Okay, thank
Okay?
you.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.